I don't know. Some game. Okay, let's just start with the history lesson here. The year 2006 is described as the rise of China. Before that, there was only Korea and Europe, of course, with the Team SK going to Korea, playing the Star Leagues and stuff. But China was there was always a little scene with Xiao Ti being the star and Magic Yang inventing the Jewels of the Talent strategy, but not
Wasn't
that.
that Moon?
Nope, it was Magic Yang. Moon perfected it with the Beastmaster and Tinker, but
Huh.
Magic Yang invented the talent strategy in 2004 or 5, I guess. So yeah, Rise of China, big tournaments in China. The Chinese players were competing in WC3L and of course WCG, and this was the second WCG win of a Sky. I don't know who he beat in the finals. Might have been Sweet, but I should check that out. I don't know. And he won the PGL, so the two biggest tournaments go to Sky in that year. Probably the best year of his career. China won Stars War 3. If you are pretty new to the scene and don't know what Stars War is, each scene had a team, Europe, Korea, and China, and with like 4 or 5 players, and they competed against each other. Organized by Replays.net. It was a pretty nice event because you could actually cheer for your continent. That's pretty rare for Europe, I guess. But our butts got kicked each and every time. We had players like Todd and Grubby going there, but still it wasn't enough. And was the foundation of Beijing esports team was in 2006. That allowed a lot of Korean players to still play Warcraft and prevent them from going to the army, because they could just say, okay, I'll play esport in China, so I don't have to go to the army. That was pretty cool. It was the year of Meteor Makers as well. I think they acquired Moon in that year, and that was of course a big deal because Moon never played for a team when he joined. He won all the big tournaments in 2005. That was his year, and immediately they won the WC3L season 9 and the very first NGL1 season with the star lineup with Lucifer, Moon, Caesarea, who was in there, Eve, I guess, Storm.
Yeah. Eve the outsider.
Yeah, of course. But I think no one who was around at that time will forget the Caesarea, Lucifer, Moon lineup from Meteor Makers, of course, with two very nice managers, Nordal and Loseman, whatever.
Yeah.
And
With the incredible salaries, I remember.
Yeah, totally.
Meteor Makers got way more than basically everyone
Yeah.
else.
The first finals of NGL was in Leipzig at the Games Convention. I was there actually. It was pretty fun with the Game Sports guys casting live on stage, Kaldor and Reaper. And that was the year that Moon hurt his arm. Do you know that story?
Yeah, but I'm not piecing it together right now.
He was kinda confused about revolving doors or something, so he just walked against the glass door and broke his arm. So he played the finals with a broken arm and still beat everyone. That was how sick Moon was in that days. Can you
It's
imagine
just-
playing with a broken arm? I think it was his mouse hand, so it was even worse.
That's pretty incredible. But yeah, he was insane back in the day. He was absolutely an enormous player.
Yeah, but I think that was only just the first half of 2006. Of course, his prime year was 2005, because he went into a slump later that year. I think at WEG it was the first time that Todd beat him at a tournament game. After 3 years of competition, he was finally able to take a game from him, and afterwards he beat Grubby in the WEG finals. Probably the best tournament of all time, the WEG and WEM. And it was the first LAN game between Moon and Grubby. Can you imagine that? Like, everyone was so excited. The best player from Europe against the best player in of the
Yeah,
world.
man. The hype
Yeah.
was real.
Uh,
Was really cool back then, man.
Moon won 2-0, and there was a game later that year for 10,000 euros, just a best of 3 between Moon and Grubby. And I know that so good because when that game happened, I was in Turkey for a vacation. So it was very hot outside. I had a pool to go to, I had the beach to go to, but what did I do? I just went to an internet cafe and watched the replays of Moon versus Grubby from that Korean
really cool.
$10,000 game. That's super weird.
But it was worth it, right?
Definitely worth it, man.
Absolutely.
And 2006 was the beginning of the downfall of 4K. I think Foff left the team in that year. Todd was soon to follow, and there was a year that Kriolofus joined 4K. So for me it seems that this is yesterday, but it's 8 years ago that Creo joined 4K, and it was the last Undead winning a big tournament until 2012, with Lucifer winning the ESWC. Sweet won the WEM in January. Lucifer won the ESWC in August, I think. And after that, 6 years of nothing until TED won the WCG. Pretty insane. The total prize money in that year was almost $500,000, $492,000. Crazy year for Warcraft. Probably the second best year. I think 2007 was the prime of Warcraft, but still a golden year for our beloved game.
Yeah, I think back to those times with a tear in my eye, because I was of course also part of the community of the spectators back then. It was definitely beautiful, and thinking back to those times when so many people were playing and watching, and all those stars we still know now, and some of them still play maybe Warcraft, maybe something else, we're all still in our favorite game, Warcraft 3. It was definitely a fun time.
So, wanna do a little quiz?
I'd say we should do it after the game.
You sure? I think they'll tune out after the game. Oh, just
Okay.
Okay.
I think we kind of hyped it up, the storylines and shit,
Uh-huh.
and now we also got Ted playing.
And
And
we
Sky.
have the master of 2006 playing. This is the WCG winner. This is the PGL winner. This is Sky versus Ted coming up. Just one small commercial break to set up the game and the scoreboard and stuff. So we'll be right back. Ah, such a cool memory.
That was pretty well done.